I'm headed into my local H&R Block office to see what needs to be done to establish an EIN number for a express trust.
Hello.
Let me check. Did I? I'm not even in the system. All right, fine. And can I be first name?
Eddie.
Eddie?
Yes.
E-D-D-R-E?
Yes.
And your last name?
Thanks. D-A-N-K-S.
And the last four numbers of your social?
I don't have social.
What do you have?
Nothing.
You have to have Social Security. You got a W-2?
No. I'm here to establish a EIN number for a trust.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Parker School. I mean, H&R Block. You take a line at the moment. Can I take a message?
Hello. Hi, how are you? Eddie.
All right. I am interested in establishing an EIN number for a trust that was just created.
Okay. I don't do that for you.
Oh, okay. I was told you were the one who could set up, because I want to have this trust structured the way it's supposed to be properly, and I figured H&R Block would be.
Eddie, you need to see a lawyer. We don't do that.
Just set up EIN
Set
number?
them up.
Okay.
I don't know. In fact, I'm going tomorrow to see an attorney about the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But we don't set them up, and I don't even know the process for setting them up. All I do is handle the taxes once they're set up.
Oh, okay.
And understand, all about disposing of them and all of that other stuff.
Right.
But the idea of setting it up, we can't.
So you have no services in regards to startup businesses or?
No, we don't do that.
Okay.
No. I can tell you can go online and get an EIN, but I don't know what you're going to do with it after that.
Oh, I do. I know what to do after it.
Yeah.
So,
but,
okay.
All I know is that you talked to an attorney.
Well, it was just an attempt to do it firsthand, just to see if you would be able to assist. But
I appreciate that.
all right.
Like I said, I'm going to go see an attorney tomorrow to do mine.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confident to handle my affairs, so and I know contracts very well.
Well,
so.
I do too. I'm a government contracting officer.
Okay.
So
yeah.
But I don't know the whole plan for that yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't studied. I know that sometimes you can do that, but I want it right, and I haven't seen one. I've never read one.
Really?
I've never done one. So, I do the taxes, and I have the name and EIN number for that purpose.
So that will be
income and expenses.
So you would only be familiar with those that are statutory in basis as far as trust. You say because you've never done one, or you've okay.
I've done the tax returns, but never set up a trust.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just setting up a trust and getting ready to do business. So.
And let me ask this question: You're setting up a trust to do business, okay, as opposed to an LLC?
Yes.
And the reasoning?
Well, it falls under jurisdiction for me. When you go on the public side, the statutory side, everything is, let's say, regulated with legislation. And on the private side, there is a means of contracting where there's not as much oversight when it comes to conducting your business and affairs, because it doesn't owe its existence from the government's standpoint of legislative, but it owes its allegiance to the parties that are in conjunction in the contract. So what is agreeable between two men is the law. So when two men or come together to create an entity for a trust, and it's based on a collective bargaining agreement and proper labor contracts, then you can't deviate from what is written black and white.
But you do, and you are required to file an estate trust tax return every year.
And this is why I'm interested in getting a EIN, so I can start doing it from that standpoint. Because I can do all I want to do privately, but I would prefer to get some benefit of public contracts. I will want it on the public side. See what I'm saying? So that would be the purpose of having an EIN number, because there's nothing to have an offshore bank account where it's not even linked with an EIN number.
I hear you, but I'm not sure. I hear what you're saying, and what's going through my mind is that an estate is an accumulator of assets, not a business of assets.
Well, the business, like the name of my trust is Homeland Agriculture, and what I'm going to do, or what I'm planning to do, is set up an aquaponics operation, growing produce and fish, and it's going to be for the community. So that trust is really, I don't want to say it's a community base, but the community is going to be.
But it's a business.
Yes, in the ordinary sense of conducting ordinary commerce.
Okay.
But it's not as heavily regulated because it doesn't fall.
I wasn't aware. Do you mind if I bring somebody over here to ask?
Sure.
A little bit about this?
Okay. All right. Hi, how you doing?
Eddie, this is Ken.
Ken, how you doing?
Eddie, he's an enrolled agent also, and he does estate returns and business returns and stuff. Eddie's asking me the question about, he wants to set up a trust account, and he is, basically, it sounds like he's going to operate a business out of the trust account.
Okay. That would just be operating a business, and that would be a business account. The trust is a separate thing.
No. The trust will hold every aspect of assets, equipment, anything. The trust, it controls it all. So what I'm working on is obtaining possible 20 acres of land through this agricultural trust, and whatever I do with the land is, as long as it meets state zoning for commercial purposes, whatever, I'm free to do whatever I want. So I was just coming in to ask in regards to establishing an EIN number, and I understand it could be done online. You can call, and but I was coming into H&R Block to see if the foundation can be laid where I can process that application, because it's an actual agent on agent involved in the transaction, and then having H&R Block work to do the taxes to build a steady business relationship. So that's what I'm doing foundation-wise. I'm just communicating with them.
What I was saying is we don't set them up. We don't do all the paperwork and establish all the boilerplate for that type of activity. We do tax returns, but it was curious, and the reason I asked, it seems curious to me that you have a trust that is operating as a growing concern or business. I mean, is that normal? And you have a little experience in that.
Well, that's what I said. It sounds more like you're just operating a business. Now, you can have assets in the name of the trust. It's a revocable trust. And
it's irrevocable.
So everything would have to be in the name of the trust.
Everything. I understand that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Because the way I'm having it structured is the acquisition of the land will go to the trust, and then a later LLC can be created, also owned by the trust, but just to conduct that commercial business affairs and aspects of you know, the commercial activities that the state regulates.
So the LLC would just be a wholly owned.
Right. But the trust would be the chairman of that organization.
You may run into some issues with the activities. You're a little bit restricted on some of the activities you can do in a trust.
Well, it's all
Taxation that you're ultimately subject to is also different than what you would be subject to as a business.
well, that's the beautiful part of it, because it's a common law trust, and it was established with the usage of silver, American Eagles. So it puts it on a tangible side as opposed to the debt side of Federal Reserve instruments. So
You're
yeah.
talking about something a little more specific than.
Okay, no, I'm just saying how the trust is established or funded. It's funded with something of substance and not debt, basically.
Right, but it'll be an irrevocable trust, so any assets that you're transferring will be specifically in the name of a trust, so it's not.
Correct.
It can never be disposed of.
Never.
Right.
Never.
But how about any business activity in the trust? If you buy a tractor, you can never sell it.
No, you can exchange. That's where the system of exchange comes, where you have to sell something off for the benefit of the trust. If you feel like the trust is going in different directions, as a trustee, you have every right to say, all right, I'm liquidating all aspects of equipment. It's a transaction done by the trust, you know, and you know, a trust can move entities in business like any other major corporation when it comes and consolidates small businesses.
For your benefit, then as a manager, then you get a management fee for the trust. As an employee or...
As an employee, I have a contract agreement with the trust.
So you pay yourself on a 1099 if you're contracting.
Yeah, it would be. And then the trust will be doing its taxes, I believe, through a 1041. I believe that's okay. All right, so
It's the common form for a trust or estate.
yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm heading in the right direction. Oh no, it's quite all right.
Now, your first step is just establishing with the state, and then getting your EIN.
Well, I think I can get the EIN before I register articles with the state.
Well, you get that through the state, and then you register the articles.
Okay, yeah, I have that on the list to do. But I'm just trying to establish that non-interest bearing check account. And even if I can't do that, there are other ways to establish it.
The bank will want your corporate papers before they'll establish an account.
So I was thinking
That's why you need to go to the state first to establish the corporation. And then you can get your bank account.
Well, I'm doing it in reverse because the trust is going to have the bank account.
Well, that's where you may run into a problem, because the bank's not going to give you an account unless you have.
EIN. And I should be able to attain that. So that's easy, I believe. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Okay. Pleasure. Bye-bye.